Get some water.
Maybe that should just be the opening.
Yes, hold this clip. You're listening to Polymatic.media while John's neighbor annoys the hell out of him. Episode 137 for May 2026. Welcome to the Polymaticast, the construction edition.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Had to start sometime.
I might. God damn it.
No, let's just go with it. This is what happened. So, since we've been recording this podcast, what I have learned is that John has all these neighbors around him. And is this the one above?
Diagonally above.
Okay. So, he's got neighbors who are drilling into, I guess, their wall. It's clearly an impact driver based on that sound pattern and frequency. And, where John lives in the Netherlands, they're all concrete walls. Not like in the U.S. where we were just like, it's wood and gypsy board and, and sheetrock, yeah. So we've had those moments where you can just hear pounding and lots of noise and just, it sounds like they're forever renovating the adjacent apartments to where John lives.
I suspect at some point the wall's just going to collapse on top of me because they've drilled too many holes in the wall.
Well, you couldn't just tell the apartment complex that was your problem, but now you get the squatters. Squatters,
there's like
right? Now that's your additional apartment space.
So it's reinforced concrete. So there's like a rebar inside.
Right. Yeah.
So there's I think 30 centimeters of concrete in between the houses and the apartments, or at least 30 centimeters. So it's it's pretty annoying out there. They're hammering in the what do you call those things? You put the screws in. Mm-hmm. So you drill a hole, put the thing in, then you put the screw in that. I don't know what they call those.
They make pilot holes, right? Usually they use an impact drill, kind of what you're hearing, to drill the hole, and then they put the actual screws in or the bolts in.
Yeah, but they have like a little plastic thing you put into the hole first.
Oh, the anchors. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so anchors are, so I don't know about concrete. I would assume you would have to, because concrete has tensile strength because of the rebar, and compressive strength because of the concrete. But yeah, I don't know how. I would assume you would need concrete anchors. I don't know.
Yeah, they put anchors in there, but like you can put in like for not super heavy stuff, you just drill a hole and then put the plastic thing in, and then it squeezes itself into the wall.
Right. Yeah. Just like so. Again, drywall. Wait, what I have here, gypsy board.
But you need like one of those drywall anchors.
Screws. Yeah. So what those things do is they squeeze inside the hole to create tension, but then they once they're in, they open up so that there's reinforcement from the other side of the board. Yep.
Anyway, I'm not planning on drilling anything in the near future because I might piss off my neighbors so much that they come and kill me.
Well, I mean, an eye for
just
an eye.
Just don't do it on Sundays.
An eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we might have a guest, the neighbor annoying John through impact drilling. They'll be annoying me. When I was trying to do the opening, it was a little annoying. It's like they know. It's like some magical comic timing.
It's like every time you try to speak, he starts drilling.
Well, I'd ask you how you doing, but I know how you doing.
Annoyed.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing pretty okay. I got.
I'm doing okay. I'm still dealing with mother stuff. I was doing that on my weekend, and then yesterday I just told you, I'm so I'm not boycotting them, but I'm very much not. Don't want to give Apple my money. But now I've subscribed to Apple TV. I don't have an Apple TV device. I'm just doing it through Amazon Prime, and so
Yeah.
I can just watch it all in one place. So I started watching the one of the Bill Lawrence TV shows called Shrinking, and I like it. It's good. Bill Lawrence is the same guy who also created Scrubs. For a note, he created some other TV shows, but I'm watching one on HBO that I have, and it's good. It's good in its own way. It's a little annoying in some other ways, but I heard a lot of good things about Shrinking, and so I started watching that. It has Jason Segel in it, and it has Harrison Ford.
Hmm.
So two main actors of note. Anyone else? Oh, and it has Krista Miller, but Krista Miller always shows up in Bill Lawrence's shows. She always seems to have a role in most of his TV shows somewhere. But
Is there
that's his
any
wife.
drilling in it?
Not that I recall, but I only have gone through maybe 7 episodes.
So this is number 4, whole number 4 that we've heard. So we shall
Probably
see.
since recording, but we heard a whole lot more, right?
No, but like it seems that he drills a hole, then he punches in the little anchor, and then
Yeah,
yep.
but that's the impact drill,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like that, you wouldn't put the anchor with the impact drill, right? You do the pilot hole, then you would put the anchor in.
Mm.
You would hammer the anchor in. You would like take a mound and put the anchor in, and it would expand, grab, and then maybe when you're hanging things, right, like mounting a bookcase or something, then you'd screw it in, but that wouldn't come in the sequence with the impact drill. Impact drill is
I
just
think he might be
drilling and
putting in
measuring.
a like a TV mount or something like that.
Yeah, but he's done enough, right?
I
Well,
think this is
I'm
whole number
assuming it's a
4. So
he.
I
They,
hope it's number 4 and that we're done with the TV mount.
yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Anyway, so what else? I've got yeah, it's been busy couple of weeks. There was the
Yeah.
whole thing with the copy fail thing last week. The Linux issue where basically a short piece of Python code could give you root on any machine
Oh,
as
that
long
I
as you
didn't
have
know
a
about.
user. Yeah, that seems like a good thing to fix. So I
Yeah.
fixed that one.
I did tell you about that. I got the EcoFlow batteries. They finally came, and I put them in.
You did send me some pictures of them.
Yeah, so I have a 2 kilowatt one that's running the board and running the PC, the new PC, and obviously this current recording PC. So that's up and running, and I had sort of pulled out. It's still powered right now, but I pulled out the old battery, and then I had taken the 1 kilowatt one downstairs to the basement for all the network gear. And so I was getting prompted to do an update, and then I was noticing the update was never going, and I was like, huh, I wonder I can't be Bluetoothing from my phone to the device to transport the update, so it must be doing it on its own via the network Wi-Fi. And I realized, like, oh right, it turns off the AC ports, it kills the network, so it can't update. It can't update. It can't update, right? Because the network's off. And I was like, oh fuck. So I took the old, which was still down there. I didn't move it. Old battery, and I moved all the power stuff through that, and then I took its power being powered by the 1 kilowatt battery, so that
Hmm.
I can update the device while it still has the network up. So the old 45-minute whatever battery that's down there will hold, obviously, but now it's sort of daisy chain through. And I thought maybe I should do something similar with this one here. Not that it really should matter because everything is directly wired through. So I was going to take this big battery here and I was going to bring it to the garage so that the networking in the garage will still hold.
Yeah, so I've gotten an APC for my home network.
Right.
for my router and stuff like that. And I've got one for um, my network closet, where I have like lots of networking gear and NAS and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one from Green Cell. And I've hooked up some Raspberry Pis to do NUT on it, and that
Right.
allows me to monitor it through Home Assistant.
Yeah, so the APCs that I have here, or they're not, I think they're rebranded, or they are APC, but they're just called like CyberPower. They're not really modern. They look nice, but they're not really modern. They're still like not
Do they have like a
great.
USB
No,
Type
no,
B
no,
on the back?
no. They have
They
USB power, but they
No,
don't have
but on the
anything where
back they
you can.
usually have like one of those USB
No, not these
B.
guys. No, no, no.
No,
These are not. These are very not. Like here, at least in the U.S., if you want one that has any kind of innovation on it, you have to buy like
no, this is
meant
like
for.
ye olde. Um,
No, I don't have any of those. I only have like the cyber powers. I got rid of whatever the old ones because they died at some point,
hmm.
right? So what I have left is I have what's here, right? Because I had one die on me while I was here, and I had it sort of chained through. I had two of them up here, and then I had the other one I put down for the network stuff. So down the basement. So either way, they're now sort of chained through. There's this one is sort of independent, but I don't want to hear it beeping, so it's powered right now. And I'll probably take that again, like I said, into the garage. I'm doing very slow now that I have sort of not having to spend so much money anymore. Though all my free money is getting spent on my mother's expenses, even though she's not alive anymore.
Yikes!
Still spending money on my mother. Yeah. So it's just like every weekend is a thing, and then through my week. So anyhow, that aside, um, I've been like I ordered some furniture that will come next weekend. I'll build that stuff eventually. I'm just like little things at a time is what I'm doing.
It's
Just
kind
a
of fun
little
if
bit at a
something
time.
like as soon as you have like a big expense that you have to pay for, that suddenly
Yeah, I
falls
have some
away
cash.
and you have
Yeah.
some extra cash. That's really
Yeah, I
nice.
mean that used to be I mean there was a long time where I had really no debt. And so my credit was really good, and then to a point it crashed, and I was like, well, what the hell? It's because I didn't have any real what the credit system in America cares about debts, like a house or a car
Hmm.
mortgage. And eventually I was planning on getting a car mortgage, I mean a mortgage loan, which I did, and now I paid that off. But now I have a big asset, right, which nothing will change for another 25 years, which is the house, right? So let's like come in some money and pay this thing freaking off. My credit is just, it takes a hit, but then it goes back up. So that's kind of where I'm at. Um, so I'm a little things at a time, right?
Yeah.
And I need some of the money to me to stop spending it and to like I needed an extra. It's like, I should get an extra drawer dresser in my room, and I want to get these little cubby ekets, put them in the closet so I can put like towels and stuff in it, and I can reorganize my clothing, and a little better and more efficient and clean, and like it's all those little things. And I was like, I can spend $500, $700 here buying all that stuff. And I was just like, that's kind of what's been going on. Is when I have a little bit of money, I spend a little money, and then I'm I'm just iterating it away a little. It's like spend 1,000 here, spend 1,000 there, and I just I need to like let it compile so I could buy myself a couple camera bodies and a couple lenses and get myself sorted. I don't know if I can
Get
do
ready.
that before
Get
August.
ready for
Yeah,
Otakon.
yeah. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. So, and I now that I have a system, I can start doing editing on. I haven't gone back to it in a while because
Hmm.
I'm so conditioned to like that being a difficult thing. So I need to take those Saturdays where I'm not doing things for everybody else, right? And my weekends, I'm not doing shit for everyone else, and try to find some time there, right? So yesterday was self-serving. I was copying files to the NAS. So that was my last for last night. That's what I was doing. So anyhow, okay, sorry, I went through all my shit. There's
Uh-huh.
probably more, but it's fine. I'm done talking. Hi,
You're done
hi,
talking.
hi, Jod. Talk
Hello.
about your stuff.
Ay, ay, ay. It's been a interesting couple of weeks. Last week, I think it was not this week. It was the week before. So I started seeing messages from people about Meshcore,
Mm-hmm.
and like I normally am not really on Meshcore. I have some nodes, but I had some nodes because I just nuked them all. But
Oh, okay.
so it turns out that the guy who has been promoting Meshcore, his name is Andy Kirby,
Yeah.
decided to register a trademark for Meshcore in the EU and in the United Kingdom. And the people who actually develop
Oh,
a
took
Meshcore
issue. Yeah.
took a bit of an issue to that. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. So they
So
basically split the network, or not
yeah,
as
I
much the
mean,
network, but more of like the people who are anti that guy and people who are just developing stuff.
yeah,
So yeah,
I mean, I asked you earlier, even though this guy has sort of nominated himself to be the poster child of Meshcore,
yeah.
you were saying that he didn't really. His contribution has been more vocal, right? He sort of has created some
So
UI bits, but like
so no,
he's not.
what
He
he
hasn't
did.
created the core code or OS or anything.
No, not so not
Yeah,
whatsoever. No,
yeah,
he decided to make his own product and a store. That's basically what he did. He
got
tried to
it.
do that for Meshtastic as well, but that's when he switched over to Meshcore because
Mm,
he couldn't get it done in Meshtastic, and that's
got
basically
it.
why he started bad
So
mouthing Meshtastic.
so it sounds like the guy who created npm for Nougat, not Nougat for Node.
Okay.
There's a story there where that guy basically wanted to be the de facto package manager, so he had sort of no. The thing is, he wrote code. He wrote code, right? Comparatively to Andy Kirby, it sounds like. Um, but as I understand it, npm is not like the most efficient or effective package manager. Um, but he sort of inserted himself everywhere and got people to kind of just start using him using npm, and that became the standard, even though it's not the better standard. Other people have come up with stuff roughly around the same time, and then that's just what got adapted. So there's a whole story there, but then that guy sort of got himself involved in Node pretty early on, so he became instrumental to Node, and that helped sort of help his package manager become popular. But as I understand it from people, that like it wasn't the most efficient. Even Facebook's Yarn was better. But here we are. So
Yarn and Grunt and
Grunt
Bauer.
and what's the other one?
Bauer.
Slurp were like the original things. But no, if you want to go back to package management stuff, you got to go as far back as Red Hat RPM.
Hmm.
And I think that wasn't even their invention. I think they were somebody before, but that's where it became sort of more uniformed and
Or
popular how it
Debian.
would work.
Debian.
Yeah, yeah.
APT. Anyway, so he was vibe coding his mesh OS. That's what he's working on, and he was using the trademarks and stuff. And yeah, so he's been putting out. He put out a new video, but like all the comments, or at least the comments that I saw real quickly, were like, "Oh, why won't you tell us what happened there and your side of the story and stuff?" So I've been watching. Yeah, I don't like the guy. Let's be honest about this. I had a bad feeling about him when he was promoting Meshtastic. Like he was like really, I don't want to say ADHD, but like the um, going from like, oh, we need to do short fast or medium fast or like one of the presets. And then there's a problem with Meshtastic. It's like a absolute drama. Oh, it needs to switch. Everybody needs to switch to this, and everybody needs to switch to this, and trying to create drama about it, and that I didn't like. So I was like, okay, I'm just not watching it. It annoys me to this day that YouTube does not allow me to block a channel. Like I
Mm-hmm.
do not want to see like on even on Twitter you can block somebody and not never see their shit anymore.
Yeah, I that's the thing I like about TikTok is if I see the algorithm is or whatever is still trying to push me on somebody and I skipped it, it's like not respecting it. If I say okay, not interested, it's not respecting that, and so I just block, and so that's an advantage, right? That I can just say I don't want you to see my stuff and I don't want to see your stuff. Go
It does
away.
allow you to not recommend the channel, but if you somehow for some reason click on one of the channel's video links from somewhere else or it loads on a page because somebody hot linked it to YouTube, it just keeps putting it back into your feed
Right?
on
Yeah.
the homepage.
I
And I keep
I
seeing
don't
that guy's
really.
face. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Go away. Do not recommend channel.
I guess it's because I never look at the Discover or whatever their Discovery was always pretty crap. We all knew this. So which was always that conversation piece about how do you become discovered on YouTube? You do a prank channel and you be an asshole and you create lots of attention. That's how you do it.
And that's how you go
Um,
to jail in Korea
yeah. So my
or the Philippines or
yeah. So I very rarely ever, if it's just by chance, I clicked on something and I ended up there as default instead of my subscriptions, right? So I go right to my subscription. So I like to live in the bubble. I don't like to look at the discovery there. I rarely ever see anything that's of interest to me anyway. So I get
the
to
the
ignore all
most
that.
recent thing that YouTube has been doing is on the this subscription page. It's putting relevant videos at the top. I they are doing
At
A/B
first,
tests, and then it's
at, at,
great.
at
But
first,
please allow
I
me to
hated
opt
it.
out of that shit or
Yeah,
control it.
yeah. I was annoyed by it at first as well
They're
because
gonna get sued for this.
I liked my pattern, but actually I don't mind it now because it just I'm gonna sort of spawn off a tab anyways. It just becomes, the first three or six or whatever.
But he
Then I
was
might
putting
spawn
stuff in
off.
there that wasn't in my subscription list.
Oh, okay, no, all the stuff that's been coming up for me when I look at my subscriptions, the top three or top six or whatever. Sometimes they do a second tier of that. Are all relevant to what's you know nested down in the gallery.
Hmm. Anyway, back to Meshcore. So I feel really bad for those guys, for the developers of that of Meshcore. I'm just gonna let it settle for a while before I touch that thing with any sort of code. I don't want to touch it for a while because I don't know what's been in there. Um, and apparently he hasn't actually coded anything really into the Meshcore, so he's just been using it. And the people that are working on it are like and other involved in other projects like Ripple and that kind of thing. So there are people involved that know how to code. Um, but he was basically just vibe coding stuff and his Mesh OS, and he was trying to sell things with Meshcore as the name. And then they probably got called on it, and then the people behind the actual code decided to just well, time to split. So it used to be that the flasher was on meshcore.co.uk, and now they switched to meshcore.io, which honestly is a better name, right? Um, yeah. So what does that mean, right? I've seen a lot of people come back to Meshtastic over the last week. It's kind of funny. I've seen a lot more nodes, and some of them that I recognize from being on Meshcore for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of funny. And I tried to help, but the latest firmware of Meshcore was really bad, and I was having issues with it. So I decided to yeah, just take the notes down because they just weren't working, and there was no message going out for me. I couldn't get any message out, and it was kept getting like, um, yeah. and people are not updating it, so they're not updating their nodes, and that's probably because the latest firmware have been not as good, at least in my experience. So, like, I don't. I try to stay on the beta for Meshtastic as well because the alphas have been like hit or miss, and some of them have
Mm-hmm.
been really good and they've been really stable. But like they're alpha for a reason, so there's new stuff in there, and it's really cool to play with. But then your node stops responding at 3 a.m. in the morning, and yeah, it's on the roof somewhere, and then the next day you have to go up on a ladder to take it off the roof, and have to reflash it back to the stable
Yeah,
version.
that would be the worst. My sort of biggest problem that I have occasionally is when I update the ESP32s via Home Assistant. I have at
Oh,
least one of the collection always seems to be problematic, where the update fails for some reason wirelessly, and so like I physically can go down to the thing in the house and just like pull the power, wait 30 seconds and pop it back on, and then reflash it, and it's fine. So like if it was up on a roof somewhere or several stories up or difficult to get to,
hmm.
I would be less interested in addressing the node. It becomes a
Um,
project.
yeah. So when you were talking about Home Assistant, right? So
Yeah.
there was a thing the day before yesterday that came out was called copy.fail.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Linux vulnerability. Um, you should probably go check it out. If you have um, you have Home Assistant, right? They haven't
Mm-hmm.
updated the kernel, I think, yet. So if you see updates, please update Home Assistant before you do any of the hacks updates,
Oh,
because they
interesting.
basically get access to your Home Assistant as root.
Oh,
If
interesting.
you update something from an external repository that has Python in it,
Mm-hmm.
or any, basically you could do this with any language, but the proof of concept was in Python. It was like just 700 something bytes for the
Got it.
exploit, and
Yeah, the only
basically,
thing that I added, and this wouldn't have been in recent, well, it would have been in recent days, was I added the Bluetooth, um, from Hacks,
yep.
HACS, um, not for you and me, for people listening who don't understand, um, for the Bluetooth, so I could get to the EcoFlows. But normally I'm pretty good about updates. The thing that I don't update as frequently is the voice assistant for device, because it takes a while. And, if I only got like 2 hours of bandwidth before I have to make myself go to bed early so I can get up at 4:30, during my week, I'll prioritize that later when I have bandwidth, like a Saturday or something.
Yeah. Anyway, I think if you have Home Assistant, I think you should definitely look into not updating until you see the update for Home Assistant Core. I think is the name of the thing. So
Okay.
no, there wasn't any updates recently. Let me see.
Nothing within like since this discussion, but there was definitely some updates with Core recently. It's all come
Yeah.
through. I mean, every time I boot up every day, basically, I see a little notification like, oh, well, I got to resolve. Oh, there's a widget update, right? And so those are easy, but then you get to Core or you get to something that's going to be, if I know it's going to take more than like a few minutes or 20 minutes, if it's going to take like 2 hours, back up this and that, and
I wonder
you know,
what the OS is behind the scenes. If that's like based on Debian or if it's based on Red Hat, or it's probably
I
Debian.
don't, I don't know. I know that he's talked about it. I know I recall him talking about it, but I don't watch. Um, I haven't been watching their 4-hour updates, launch party
Yeah, I'll
updates
wait
as
for the
often.
distilled version of that. That's just not interesting to me to watch.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see the progress on it, but like I don't have that much sort of loose bandwidth where I could just
I
like
cannot
let
really
that
get
run in the
excited
background.
about a widget that it's probably really cool and it's probably really nice, but like, oh man.
I was interested through the your voice kind of stuff. That was interesting to hear about.
I gave away
Um,
my Home Assistant voice thing.
oh, really? Okay.
Yep,
No, I
because
still have it here.
I
It's just
just didn't like it.
the thing about it is it's a nice piece of hardware. The only problem is that the rest of Home Assistant um, is not as
Polished,
comprehensive, like complete with the voice interactions, right?
not as
It,
polished as like Google Home.
yeah, or Home or Amazon's, unfortunately, and those things have integrations which are good. They have a little better integrations compared to like Home Assistants, for example, like the Govee stuff, right? That
Mm.
shit is sort of will always fail, but the integration, the partnerships they made with, Google and Amazon, everything is solid, right? But it's not solid with like Home Assistants because I have to go through things to get that to work. So except for those some where that stuff is not as easy or as smooth. Those aren't the words I'm looking for, but whatever. The point is, the integrations aren't as good, and the effectiveness from that perspective is not as nice. So the thing is, I can program every little thing I want, but
Then you have
I
to
don't
spend the
have the
time to
human
program
bandwidth or
everything.
energy to program every little thing I want.
Yep.
Where I just throw some shit at the wall in the air, say, hey, insert voice assistant, brand, blah, 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 blah. And it goes, oh, here's an answer, right? And if Home Assistant can't be there, right, which I know it's a lot of work, but if it can't be there, then it doesn't compare as something I want to interact with and buy 7 more of them and put them in every room,
Yeah.
in every space. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is it's neat and I can have it do a thing, and they've definitely improved on some stuff that the other two major ones. I guess sorry, I never include Apple in my brain because I don't live in the Apple ecosystem, so I don't think about Siri. Um,
That's
but
pretty.
um, but
That's
yeah,
the only assistant I use has been Siri because I've been using it on my Apple Watch
mm-hmm.
because I can like set timers and that's what I usually do. That's the only thing I use it for, to set a timer. That's what I use the Google Home for as well. I
I
just
use
set a
it
timer
for
for cooking. Yeah,
I use it for time, weather, and timers
the
predominantly.
weather it doesn't work as good for the weather because it keeps telling me that it needs access to my location, but then even if I give it access to my location, it doesn't work. So
Oh, so I don't know about Siri, but I know about the other two, and they work fine. They give kind of different answers. So there are some stuff that if I want, I'm so just sort of default to say, ECHO out loud, and that handles most of my stuff, except that I've left the follow up on because sometimes it's convenient. But if I'm, let's say, recording a memo to somebody and I ask a question, or I'm not even talking to it, it picks up on something, and then it like, are you okay? You seem to be pretty upset about something, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not talking to you. Oh, okay. Are you sure? It's like, yeah, I'm not talking to you. Like I have to have a conversation with it to get it to stop.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you can't even really do that because then it just starts to go in. Now, this is the plus editions, right? Okay. So, in the case of the other one that starts with a G, I haven't updated any of that equipment, right? So the Nest equipment, the other two are basically, they're basically speakers that listen, and so one's in a bedroom, the other one's in the kitchen, and I'm going to replace those at some point, anyways. Um, but I like the addition of having those extra speaker systems because sometimes they're more useful when the other one fails. So, they have their strengths and then they also have their weakness. But the one that I use to manage everything by voice is Mr. Bezos' company. So, okay, sorry, I took you off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But there's no drilling.
Yeah, there's no drilling.
I told you. I said you had another problem. You have an Allen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened. So we had copy fail. We had Meshcore splits. It's like it kind of sounds like one of those the IRC net splits. Like it kind of sounds like that where they have like a problem with some of the people who worked. It looks like scene drama. This is like really annoying shit. Let's just make cool stuff, man.
Yeah, I don't get myself invested in all that stuff. There's always those people that like, hey, look at me, people. Sounds like that's who this guy is about.
But
it's like, hey, look at me.
It's kind of annoying that they take away like the like I'd prefer like to just make cool stuff. Can we just make nodes and let's see if what works and don't like have opinions that are not based on fact. Anyway. Speaking of slop, by the way, micro slop hit again. Just before recording, I got a notification from Windows Defender that it pulled some it marked some certificates as being part of some sort of malware. So I don't know. I think Microsoft got reports for some malware that was using a signing certificate, and it got pulled for digital ID thing for like the like code signing. So it seems that they pulled the certificates, but they pulled the root certificates. So I don't know, but there's like a whole Reddit thread about it already. So I don't know if you see it. You should probably go look on Reddit.
Yeah, I haven't turned on, aside from the recording system, I haven't turned the main system on yet, so I don't know if I got any updates.
It's kind of annoying that it did the Windows Defender update and then, yeah.
Well, you said they put them back, right, in the patch
That's
or something?
what I read, but I don't know if that's correct. So that's what I read on the Reddit. And they're like, people are like, oh, is it, do you even have Defender on? That's kind of a question on its own, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's on for me. It's on. So I don't like McAfee and Norton and ESETs and whatever, all those Avery, like they're all they do is just take away computing cycles.
Yep.
Like at some point they were incredibly valuable and useful, and that period of time has been over for decades.
I wish that they that Windows Defender was a little bit more descriptive as to what it is, because if they pull something and they need to pull something like this for a reason, that they actually put like a link to the reason why it was pulled, instead of just marking something as a specific malware as a Trojan. Right?
There's like some extra stuff that comes out of that suite that does some extra more descriptive things. It will explain stuff, but I haven't been in there in a recent day.
No, but I mean like Microsoft themselves, the ones that are doing the Windows Defender thing and saying, this now has malware in it, but it doesn't really. But it's like with the Ring Zero driver for the fan control. Like they had people panicked, running malware scanners and people going to forums and then recommending different malware scanners who are actually malware, and people getting infected with malware because of they
right.
delete system 32.
Remember that conversation where I was talking
4.
about how certain people don't think for themselves anymore?
Yeah.
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 We didn't have that on recording. We had it off recording, but pre-recording. So that's what our culture has become. We are very reliant on the certain systems to give us all the stuff. And now it comes in a two character code. Now we're becoming more reliant on that.
What do you mean 2-character code? What?
AI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a subjugation of that, which is why all those companies that provided the previous solution are now becoming that solution.
Microslop. They don't like it when you call them that, so that's why I love. It's like the new microdollar, the M dollar,
Yeah,
MS.
microcash. Yeah.
The evil, the Bill Gates with the demon horns.
Do you
Right?
have an opinion of the shifting of Apple's CEO?
Well, he's not gone yet, so
No, he'll be in some advisory role. He has to he needs to have his equity. You know what I mean? It's just how he becomes rich, right? He has to hold on to all that equity. Can't let that go right away.
I hope he's not sick.
Who knows, right? The other thing is, will we
Tim Apple.
benefit?
Tim Apple was not like he doesn't seem like an evil person. That's
No, but he also
doesn't.
wasn't he wasn't an innovative person either.
Well, Steve Jobs is more of like a salesman.
Yes, but also he was more of a magician,
Yeah, sounds like
right?
somebody we talked about.
And marketing and salesperson, right? And like for all the things you can say about Apple, one of the things they would do is they would take a look and do an evaluation and assessment of what was going on in the scene, and then they say, hey, these are some good things. We can improve on these in a way that our competitors aren't bothering to do because they own the market. But we can come in and make a product that's better than that, and we can make it we won't take shortcuts. We'll do a better thing, right? And that's it. That's what Apple does. But most of their innovation is very rarely their innovation. And as much as people are defending whatever, it's like, no. If you really, 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 really are in the thing and like that innovation was through a partnership from another company, or that was an innovation that happened from a graduate at MIT, right? Like this isn't their stuff, right? They will then improve a process on top of it, and they'll patent that, right? And then that's their IP. But outside of that, in terms of most critical inventions like the touchscreen and stuff, that was not their inventions, right? Gorilla Glass came through a partnership, right? That wasn't that was Corning's invention, not theirs. So like little things like that. So as much as Jobs was seen as an innovator, he was the enabler for the innovation, but he wasn't
A
exactly always
popularizer.
the innovator.
A popularizer.
Yeah,
Seeing a thing, hey, this is where we're gonna
right,
go, and deciding, hey, let's invest in all the NAND we can get a hold of,
right, yeah, and it was
or
smart enough to,
let's support
yeah,
a company to make glass for our screens, and
right. He
that
was
kind of
smart
stuff.
enough to enable the right things, which unfortunately is the richest person in the world right now. Same problem. Like he did those things, but he's not. At the end of the day, he's not the core origination of those successes. He just enabled them to be successful.
You can be a
Right?
good innovator and not be a good person.
Yes, and both those humans, whether you love them or hate them, that is exactly was the case. I heard behind the scenes Jobs was a nightmare
Yeah.
to work with.
Well, the same thing with
I heard about Gates as well in those
Gates.
early in
Yeah.
the 80s and 90s. He
Well,
was a nightmare to
there's
work
a.
for.
Did you see the interview about him being on the Epstein list? And he said like,
Yeah, I heard
well,
all
he's
that too.
dead.
Oh, that I didn't
Yeah,
hear.
yeah,
But
yeah. So it's like, did you learn anything from it? Well, he's dead. So I'm like, oh man, you are terrible at PR and you are a terrible person.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so is a lot of these CEOs. A lot of them aren't
Well,
aren't the greatest humans in the world
seems
or
like
people.
the more stock you own, the more of an asshole you become.
Yeah, because you feel confident and the vocabulary isn't coming, but you feel reinforced in the decision making that you're making, even if it's incorrect. People that are most successful have dozens of people around them that are the core reason that path of success happened. Some parts of qualities of the success happening, right?
Hmm.
Your company to do well, even if you got a good product, you need a good sales team, and you got to have a good finance person, right? You need those core people, and they might not be the nicest people in the world, but if they're really good at their job and they can do that for your company, that's how things become good or successful. So,
Yeah. So the little fallback back to the malware thing. I saw some posts on Reddit saying, "Thank you, Microsoft, for giving me a heart attack on Sunday morning." There's people who got so many alerts, like 200 in like a minute, because they're like managing remote
oh,
endpoint
gear.
security stuff, and then it got flagged on
Yeah.
everybody. So I'm kind of wondering what the people at the other company who work for who have like Microsoft devices, if they got dinged, I better send out a message at some
I
point today.
I didn't see anything from work. I am on some lists, but I'm not on all lists. So
Well,
I will
you have
be
a laptop for
curious.
work,
Yeah, but I also have my mail comes to my phone as well.
but
It
did you turn
doesn't.
on
I've
your
told it.
laptop
I've
this
told
morning?
it not to update and annoy me as much as I do, like with what it would do on the laptop.
But
So
is your laptop asleep or is it like off?
it's off right now.
Okay, well then don't turn it on until tomorrow.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. It's like they made it seem like there was like an intrusion happening, and it turns out to be just a they mislabeled something, and then
Yeah, I always have to explain to my father that like he's been paying for forever, access to ESET. And I said, Dad, you don't need it. And he's like, but it's like da, 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 and it shows me all this stuff. I said, yes, Dad, it operates on fear mongering.
yeah.
It's like natural things that are happening on your network where the ICP-MP is like pinging and echoing, and in the house network, like they show you lots of red and yellow alerts that something pinged your equipment, and it's fear
So
mongering.
I don't know if I told you this, but I have that new Ubiquity stuff,
Yeah.
and when I first got it, it started showing me stuff like, hey, something on your network is connecting to IPs in China. I'm like, what the fuck? And turns out it was my NAS sending because I had a torrent open
Oh.
for the map for Meshtastic,
Oh.
and I was still sharing because it's open source and stuff, and I was trying to help out, and it was still doing the torrents for Meshtastic map. So they have like a Meshtastic map for the Netherlands, and they have for the so you can on a T deck. It's one of those portable nodes with like a keyboard attached to it, so you
Mm-hmm.
can control it. Um, it has like a SD card as well, so you can put like the map's like 7 gigs or something, and it was only available as a torrent. So I thought I'd help out with seeding it, and apparently I was one of the seeds. So I've been sharing that thing for a couple of months.
And didn't know
Uh,
it.
well, I didn't turn it off, so normally I would like after I've seeded it enough, I will turn it off, but I forgot to turn it
Yeah.
off. So
Then maybe switching over to Ubiquity might be a solution, but it's going to be an expensive one, right? I need to get nodes. I need. They have obviously. I would assume they have mesh capable things like need to put something in the garage and obviously in the basement and then on the floors up here and yeah. We just
If
gotta
you
do
don't want to
stuff.
do like um, if you do not want to do like camera stuff with it, right? You can also do camera stuff. I would like
Yeah, but I have
recommend
to
one of
buy
those.
their camera stuff.
Yes.
Right. I have to buy their doorbell and their cameras, right? And I already spent some money in the past, even though that equipment isn't necessarily out of date, but it's not
Yeah.
anything of
I
current
wouldn't say
day.
that they're super expensive though. Like
Okay, but it becomes it's like well, you have to drop 3,000 here,
no,
and
no,
then
no.
you
It's
have to
not even
drop
three
3,000
thousand.
here.
No,
No,
it's
I don't
not.
mean per camera. I mean for like the whole solution, right? So I still want to put the
No,
Shelly
no. Like
relays
I
in,
mean for the whole solution. I don't think I spent even 1,000.
right?
Not
So
even
okay.
close. I
Oh,
think I
okay.
spent. Let's see. So the cameras were 100 each. So I got two of those. I have the access point. It was like 150. Then I have the cloud gateway, which was 300 something. So, and not even. I don't think I've even topped 700, 600, 700.
Hmm. Okay. Well, It's also right now at the moment to bring the network down
But I
and
have
redo
like
it.
one access point, right? So you need one more
Yeah,
access
is
points.
like a super inconvenience for me because then I got to go to each hardware and it's freaking out. I have no internet, and then I have to solve it, and then just it just becomes one thing after another in the house.
Well, you can. That's the cool thing. You can prepare everything, like, and then switch over, and you can keep the same SSID and username password.
Oh, it will emulate.
You can just take it over.
Okay.
It's yeah, I like it. We have it at the office, and it's pretty good. And I was like, yeah, let me just invest some money in my home network. It's been a while. I've built the whole
I
home
did a
lab.
hodgepodge around here is what I did.
Yeah.
I kept it simple, and then I created two networks that one. The advantage of the decos is I could put them in access point mode. So that's kind of what I did. And so I think the firewall that's running the house is the Google one, right? Which I will take off, but then I got to go to all of the Amazon devices and get them all corrected through Bluetooth one by one. You know, it's just annoying. Well, actually, I could probably do it in the app before, and I could switch over to the other network.
So I had the access point first, and then I put it. I had the network controller for an on Home Assistant. You can install the in Home Assistant. You can install like a bunch of applications, and one
Mm-hmm.
of them was the Unify network controller. And they basically what Unify did is they open sourced the not open sourced. I don't know if they open sourced it, but they open it up so you can run the software for the network controller and stuff on your own like they have an OS for it, so you can just run your own hardware and then run this on top of it.
Mm.
So that's pretty good. So I was like, okay, let me just see what that does, and then I was like, okay, I'm switching over, and I spent money.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
my cameras were like the old like Chinesium cameras. Like I had really old ones that I locked off from the rest of the internet to never get updates and to never get access to anything.
I have two that were like super self-contained ones, and I spent like $100 a year or something, so they can back up. And so like I can, they're window cameras, right? They just stick in the window and run USB, power to it, and then they just work. But they're not integrated in anything. And yes, that's probably only like a Chinese device that's like echoing out stuff, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. They're not going to gain a lot of security from looking at my backyard. That's mostly empty, except occasional dogs are there because my neighbors are letting the dogs, go into the yard and poop, and then they're cleaning it up. Like there's no real security activity there that's going to be, like big whoop in the front of the house where you can watch cars and people walk by.
Yeah. Well, I hope the people at who are have a Microsoft environment don't get
Borked.
yeah,
Yeah.
because these certificates are used for like a bunch of software.
Yeah, yeah. You said root certs, so you know it's the that's the it's sort of just the architecture of our internet. It's not perfect. It's fault tolerant, but it's not perfect. So, okay. Do we have anything else to cover? Because I ran it and you ran it, and mostly I ran it.
Yeah. So everything about the Meshcore guy, I'm not like this is
You're
from what I've heard and from what I've seen and like my personal feelings on this. So don't take it too well. It's basically what they allege on their own website. So you know.
yeah.
Anyway,
Mestastic has been fine, and for me, it's the same old. I just popped in there. It's like the same old, same old. It's like, oh, I'm passing through. Oh, there's some traffic. Oh, I'm flying over.
yeah,
Oh, test.
I've been getting a lot of like German nodes
Oh,
now for some reason. But
I got you
I
in
sent some
seven
notes
hops. Yeah.
to Germany. So that's I think it's probably why. Um, I do have one thing to share for Mishtastic, and that is my potato node. I built a bunch of nodes, and I've gotten pretty good at them. And made the 3D printable parts available, and link with all the items that I buy to build it. So all the parts you'll need. Most of them are bought through Amazon, but and all the links on there are not with affiliates, so they're just normal links because I hate that shit. Anyway, so Polymatic link slash potato node, one word, and then that's for yeah, that's for that link, I guess. So if you want to build your own, you can follow that link. I'm gonna be putting up a video of how to build that thing, and once you get all the parts, so there's people asking about how to build one of those nodes on Meshtastic, so it's like, oh, cool. Let me just put that up there at some point. So there it is. That was it. Um, so you didn't put any links in, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really. There wasn't anything interesting. I did watch a video. It was on TikTok. It was a long video. I don't really know anything about the guy, but we were talking about like because you were getting impacted from a wall away. Um, so there was a guy who was expanding his recording studio, I guess attached to his home, and he was going through all the construction, and they was showing like how they did the gaps and the noise, for noise proofing and all
Okay.
that stuff. And I was like, oh, that would have been an interesting link to, but it's a long thing. It was on TikTok, and so, but I don't know anything about the guy. I don't know about his recording, his music, or anything. Right? I just know that this is clearly a business for him enough to a point where he could afford to add add to his house and build a recording studio out. But it was interesting to go through that. I mean, I could send that link to you, but I don't think it's for the broader group of people in the
Mm-hmm.
world and Steve care. So,
Yep.
yeah. There wasn't really anything new, and there really hasn't been anything new and exciting in music. It's basically the same waterfall rehashing of the same, 5 songs that an artist released over the course of 3 years ago, right? Like, that's all that's been going on. Yeah, okay, Dodie put some new stuff out, but it's nothing exciting. Tesla put out some new stuff. It's nothing exciting. I know Orla's working on stuff. I don't know. I haven't heard anything really, mainly. So like like seems like music industry is sort of slowed down to this waterfall pattern. Let's take 5 years to put 1 or 2 songs out, and like there's nothing exciting to get excited about on
Well,
new releases
I
anymore.
like the fact that Spotify is finally starting going to put the if it is AI slop or not. That's pretty good.
Hmm.
I like that they're doing that now. Well, they're going to
Yeah,
be doing it. That's their plan anyway.
so I hear. I also heard the UMG is sort of selling or doing disconnecting or something, and So whatever this thing that Taylor Swift had put in when she renegotiated her contracts a long time ago will mean that Spotify actually has to pay, or UMG has to actually pay artists and stuff like that. So I heard about that recently, but I don't really know. I'm not an expert on the details of it. So maybe positive things are happening again. But my point is, most of my quick links every month were because of excitement of new stuff coming out, and nothing has been new or exciting or that great
Yeah.
from artists lately. And same thing from YouTubers, right? You got your always scientific people like Veritasium and Stephen Mold and like all that. Like you get all the same stuff, and it's incrementally interesting every like 3 months.
Oh, I saw a video recently about private equity and YouTubers that they were buying YouTube channels.
Uh, Private equity, they've
Yeah.
been doing that for a while.
Yeah, but and then they put like different people in charge of the channels, and then they, the whole channel changes the vibe and stuff like that. I think I did I link it last time or hmm. Oh, maybe I forgot to put
I don't
into the
know. I
link a
mean,
list
Schmoss
of
would be
links.
an example of that. Schmoss, right? You got these MCPs, these multi-channel partners or something
Yeah, I
doing
think
stuff.
Veritasium was one of them on the list.
Did they get sucked up? Who was it? Tom Scott started Nebula, or he's a part of Nebula now. He's doing a partnership. He like took a life break for a while. He's doing other things like Lateral and stuff like that. But
Oh,
um,
he's making videos again.
yeah, and but he's doing his Patreon is Nebula partnership,
Yeah.
right? So like there was always like I take Philip DeFranco for example. He had a really awesome thing with SourceFed. And then he sold it to Discovery, and then Discovery got sucked up by Warner Brothers and basically got microparted to death. And they bought a lot of good media property, and
You mean
basically all
like
these things got
Casey
destroyed.
Neistat's Beam?
What was that?
Casey Neistat's Beam.
Well, yeah, but CNN was acquiring Beam because they wanted to acquire the sort of not the media empire, not the audience so much as, but the media, the capability, talents of Casey. They wanted him to lead a team of people at CNN and produce better stuff, right? More interesting stuff, more stuff that's tapped into what was current for the time, and he couldn't figure that out, and he avoided it, and then he just sort of he basically just left. So that's the only reason. The only reason that was like that was basically, um,
He's been making videos again as well. It's like
yeah,
the
but like
old
it's like
YouTubers come back.
once every 3 months at best, or maybe three a year at most.
You still have him in your subscription list?
Yeah, he's still in there. He's still got like 12 million something. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, I wonder how many people like let go of him. But as well as I do, like I have people that are in my subscription, and I haven't put anything out. Right? People have basically created an account. They had a YouTube account. They changed their emails. They changed this. They changed that in their life. They get a new YouTube account. So like I have people following me that I don't freaking know. I was looking at my TikTok the other day, and it was like going in and looking at what the account was. I click into the profile, and then I did this as like a way to slow my brain down, and then I just basically remove follower. And I removed probably 50 people. I didn't get all the way down to all 600. Probably went down
There's
maybe a couple hundred at most. And I
he's
was
done.
just sort of like trying to see who the hell is following me and what are they doing, and if it looked like it was a bot account or it was a banned account, then I'd obviously I would remove and block, right? And like those aren't real people on the other end. I think there's probably my 5 TikTok follower friends, right?
So I
And they're
used to
all
do.
sort of they are all stuck in their own loop of their own TikTok stuff. They're not paying any attention to me, very rarely. So, all right, I'm done. Sorry.
I used to delete on Twitter. There were like lots of bots, and I used to see every follower that I got. I just looked at the profile, make sure it was not a bot, and if it was a bot, I would instantly block
Mm-hmm.
it. And like a lot of people didn't do that. And when there was like a purge of bots, like everybody would complain about, oh, my followers went down, and I was like, oh, don't see any of that. I don't have any of those problems. I guess I was just instantly blocking them.
When
But like,
I
and then
when
the
I
other
s-
people who were like growing really fast, and like, oh, I got so many followers, and then suddenly they lost 3,000 followers. And I was like, okay, yeah, well, that's because you have
so
bots.
I when I first had my my normal sort of alias, right, is everywhere, including Twitter, but I made it private. And I had a public, and I was like, I don't really post that much. I don't say much, but I was like, not like super early, but like early Twitter people, one of those Twitter people, and with that account, and I had like nearly over 2,000, maybe nearly 3,000 people following me. And I had a friend. She lived in San Francisco, and she was tapped in, to stuff. She worked at CNET. She was tapped into tech stuff and into Silicon Valley scene. And so she followed me. And then I made some comment about chocolate, and she loves chocolate. So she commented back on something I made about chocolate. And all of a sudden, I got all these chocolate bots following me. And I started to get really fucking sick of it. And everyone's about, how many followers do you have? It's like, I don't know, not real people. And then I spent one day just going in and removing a ton of people. So I got down to like, I don't know, under a couple hundred people or something. And I even started removing people that like were social media friends who didn't put anything, didn't contribute to anything. Why do I want them in my feed? I just stopped following them. And they got mad at me. I got a couple of them got mad at me. Like, why'd you stop following me? I said, because you don't produce anything. I don't need lots of empty noise in my feed. I was like, when you start posting something or posting something meaningful here and there, then yeah, I'll follow you again. I said, but I don't want to be following people that actually don't contribute. Right. And he got mad at me for that. And I was like, well, that's it. That's my role, because I don't want to see myself following 700 people and only 2 people contribute. And it's the same sort of loathing, whining complaint. I'll just stop unfollowing them. So like, I don't want to be following people that are just like empty followers, like empty follows. And so that's how I handled it. And I got so sick and tired of it. I just closed everything out. Then I made it private, and I killed everything, most of it. And then I just created the one I have today, the public one, and built different social media connections. And I haven't gone back through to like evaluate who I'm following and why I was following them, but I do that a lot with my TikTok. I follow a lot less people, right? And I go down that list and go, why am I following them? Well, and again, I have some good friends on other things, but I don't. They don't contribute on TikTok, so I just unfollow them. Just just unfollow them. They might
Yep.
follow me, but it's just like, if you guys don't produce anything, why am I following you to see what you do? If you
Yeah,
do
if
nothing,
somebody
why would I
follows
follow
me,
you?
I check if they are like creatives, if they are artists. Then I follow. Usually see what they are about, and then if I like what they see, I follow back.
Right.
But like people change, people change what their opinions are and change what they make. And then at some point, I just unfollow them because they turn out to be
Yeah.
some sort of Nazi or
I
something. I
just
was like, okay, let's not go there. Let's turn it off. I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah, and it becomes that, right? So like, you can
So
mute some
there were
people.
people who were like making. They had bots that would, if they unfollow them, they would call them out saying, "Hey, why are you unfollowing me?" Like they would
Oh,
automatically do that. I'm like, okay, I don't want to follow you
well,
because
I
if I
you don't
unfollow
owe
you,
them
then you're gonna do that to me.
you
So
don't
fuck
owe
off.
them a response, right? And again, it
No,
just
but
becomes, I will go through and I will prune that on my TikTok, on my Instagram. I will occasionally realize I'm following something because of the great TikTok divide of banning and whatever, transition time. I was duplicating follows in some places. So except for a couple friends that only want to live there in Instagram, I don't do that. I have one friend on TikTok where she keeps restarting her accounts because one gets banned or something, something, something. And I'm like, I'm not going to follow all 12 of your things. I'm going to follow whatever one of them that you're current on. And like,
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, that's fair. Right. And so like, they keep rebooting and I'm like, stop rebooting. Stop rebooting. And like, I want to unfollow her because she puts out these like stupid little like AI slop, the dancing baby and something, something that's repurposed from something. And I'm like, I don't want to see that stuff in my feed. I don't want to see that stuff, you know? So
So
like
you
at some
do know
point
how
I'm
it
going to take
feels.
issue with it, I'll stop following her.
Anyway, so during COVID, there was like a problem where people were doing, um, like they went off the rails. They just decided to become like conspiracy theorists that decided everything was fault of the Jewish people and uh, there were moon Nazis and everything was flat Earth and that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, I want nothing to do with these people. And I was like, eject.
Yeah, I have a couple people that I follow, and then when there was the Great Divide, the last election here in the U.S., there are a couple people that are very like religious positive, and prezzo potato positive. And while I could get along with them as people, I was like, I just stopped following them. I don't
Yeah.
know if I blocked them, but I discouraged the feed to keep refeeding me their stuff. And like while them as a person, we would get along, but we don't get along on our perspectives on stuff. And like that's the dominant of like praise Jesus, and I'm just like I don't know. And I have a couple of my TikTok friends that have gotten religious all of a sudden, and it's like everywhere. It's occasional, but it's not obnoxious. And like I'm not unfollowing them for that reason. And I understand why they're like that. It's because they were once a certain way, in their 20s, and now they're changing who they are, so they are not that kind of way anymore.
And they got brain worms.
And then they're like, praise Jesus. And I'm just like, okay.
They ate too many fish, raw fish, or raw
I know someone through,
something.
again, another friend. She lives in Japan. Again, only through TikTok. She's the nicest person. But all her friends who, like, if I had popped in on her live or something, she says positive things about me. And then her friends follow me and whatever. But they're all, like, very praise Jesus people. And, like, the things they want to talk about is, oh yeah, I just read this, I read this chapter in the Bible and praise Jesus, and like, and very Christian rock music, and it's just
Oh
like
no.
it's not that I am against any of it. It's just it's not me. It's not my thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I really don't want to fill my feed with praise Jesus and Christian rock music that talks about praising Jesus. Like I'm just not in. I'm not. I don't want that in my feed. It's if it works for you, fantastic. It doesn't work for me. I don't want to keep hearing it every day. So like that's the only kind of thing where I make very surgical exceptions, for people. The people, not what they're into. And if they go toxic, then I will totally unfollow them. So anyhow, okay. So I got a title for you. You haven't got the links
What
yet.
is it called? Hail Satan.
No, I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
impacts and tangents,
Uh,
or drills and tangents. There
I
you
had
go.
a splitting of the meshes,
Okay.
but yeah.
And through you got to include something about drilling your way through
It's
splitting
like
of the
a
message.
it's like a Gurren Lagann reference.
Not at all. The only one I make is believe in what is the phrase, believe in the part of me that believes in you. That's the one super positive thing I love about Gurren Lagann.
Okay. Well, I never actually finished. I think I watched like a couple of episodes and I was like
No,
done with it.
that was very early on. His I already forgot the character's name, but the guy who was like the super cool guy that he looked up to, and he says, you don't have the courage. So believe in the part of me that believes in you. If you can't believe in yourself, believe in me, the part of me that believes in you. And I was like, oh, that's really good. I like that. That's really that's interesting. That's like a hack around
Little small side tangents.
someone's doubts. Yeah.
This is gonna. Well, I'm not gonna cut into your anime part, but I don't really watch anime anymore. Not really. I've watched
I don't either.
some small things
It's
here and
really
there.
just because of the club. I mean,
Yeah.
because of the club, because of the podcast.
Anyway,
That's kind of
but
yeah.
to the point, to make it as short as possible, I have been enjoying Frieren. That's been really enjoyable, and I saw two that looked interesting to me. The new one from the persons that made Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal
So
Alchemist.
yeah, so they're making a new anime, and it looks really really good.
So they have kind of rebooted Alchemist for like a lot. So even if it's like 2 years old for me, it sort of all washes over.
No, but this is
As
not related.
oh
It's not
okay.
related. It's really good apparently, and the animation looks really really nice. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really gory, so that's also interesting.
Well, why you like
There's
it? So.
also a an anime called Witch Hat Atelier that's been
Oh
uh,
yeah. I watched that. That one's interesting. I kind of like that.
yeah, the animation looks
Um,
really good, and they like
yeah.
have like the yeah same with
That
like
was that was the one we just did. We're still doing season reviews, but we talked about that last week. Yeah, it was good. I liked it. Do I like it enough to like go out of my way to watch it? Not yet, but it would be something that might want to enjoy. I like to wait to see Paul go through a couple iterations, a couple episodes to tell me if it's still good. Because a lot of these concepts are like, hey, we got one weak joke idea as our premise, and we're gonna throw it all in the first episode, and we're gonna keep milking on this joke that's not very funny for like like 13 episodes. Do you think that's gonna work for you? No. It didn't work for me in 23 minutes. Why would it work for me 12 more times, right? Like, so that's kind of where a lot of anime has been at with a lot of things. So it's kind of hard to gauge in the first episode. But I've gotten pretty good at gauging whether something actually has some bandwidth. But, I think
you haven't actually watched like a full season of something.
I have watched partial seasons. I was watching Astronaut for a little bit until life got in the way, and then I slowed down on that. I was watching Lazarus for a little bit. It was kind of interesting. I was watching a little bit of Sakamoto. This is the one with the retired John Wick kind of style show.
Hmm.
It was kind of fun. And I was gonna make an AMV out of it. Instead, I did it out of the K-pop Demon Hunter. But like having the bandwidth to just watch something that isn't just sitting in the background where I'm half paying attention to it is kind of like that was this past weekend. That was
So
it. It's very rare for me to be able to like have the brain power where I'm not using my only spare time for, a whole day with hours on end that isn't the small window between work and sleep and getting back up for work. So
the anime I was talking about was Daemons of the Shadow Realm.
okay, then no, I'm probably not into it.
It's I don't know if it's on Crunchyroll, but yeah, apparently it's really
Um,
good.
so Paul has been curating a lot of the seasons for me, but we've been noticing some down trends. There's less isekais.
Oh.
That's one of those things. There's has been
So
less.
so so Truck-Kun does not have enough victims anymore. Is he
Yeah.
gonna start demanding blood?
Again, it says it's a downtrend. Doesn't mean they're going entirely
Oh
away.
no.
I think what's happening is the easy milk it for all it's worth trend is slowing down, and now people are trying to go to some more original areas, right? Original ideas,
The time I was
original
reincarnated as a trash can.
original mashups of ideas coming together that aren't just easy to milk, right? You still got the, I have one, Rakugu. Let's make Rakugu interesting. It's not interesting. It's never interesting.
A what now?
Rakugu.
What the fuck is that?
It's a way of storytelling.
Oh.
It's like kind of like a one-person show theater storytelling.
Is it like one of those
there's a certain
like
style of doing that? So
there
now
was
there's a couple of shows that are like that like every once in a while comes around and says, "Hey, this is really interesting. All these qualities makes Rakugo interesting, right?" No, not really. Not really.
there's like a moment where there's like lots of these like the time I was reincarnated as a potato, and this calls an isekai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
And then there was like a time when there was lots of these
Well, so
harem animes like the Love Hina, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, those are coming back. We're having some variations of that stuff coming back now, where it has to be a tuple, a tuple.
There's like not many like good.
There are not a lot of new good ideas anymore, right?
Well,
there are characters just doing some stuff. There are the characters doing some stuff. They got rebooted. They got stung by a wasp, and now all of a sudden they're 13 years old. But they used to be a John Wick assassin. That we had one of those recently, and so like according to Paul, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And I was like, oh, I don't know how that could be good. I don't know how that could be good beyond the first episode. Wasn't even good in the first episode. How's that going to be sustainable? Oh, but it's really good. And I was like,
sometimes
okay.
I'm
and
like,
that's why I let him go watch 6 episodes of it and go, okay, was it really good? No, it started to peter off after episode 5. It's like fantastic. That's why I don't bother investing my time in it. I'll go finish out 4 seasons of Shrinking. That will be much more appealing.
Yeah, it's like I saw something about something for the SCP. Do you know that? The little that's a horror thing, where it's like there's these files and they contain like monsters that are unreal, and they are like,
I don't know.
They're making like an anime, like a self-funded.
If it's horror, if it's demon only, if it's going through dungeons and eating monsters, if it's isekais, if it's idle, just forever blathering, chatting shows. If
Power-ups, infinite power-ups.
Power up, I'm a demon to live in the, single era. Like, I'm not into any of it. I'm interested in the more eclectic relationships and where things are happening, and there's a point and a purpose for the show storyline to exist, not just because it's quick and convenient, right? Like, I'm more interested in those things that go places, that are interesting, that aren't just like, let me just spit out 4,000 episodes of nothing, right? I'm not interested in those shows. They don't have a lot to work with, right?
It's like there's like a couple of them that are good. There's like
there are a couple of these isekais are not too bad. But out of the
but only if they do something
out of like the 4,000 of them and 3 are good, that's not a high quality rate.
Cookie cutter, half rendered CG slop shit.
We're getting that too. We're getting a lot of that sort of trying cheats to our way through the animation process for budgeting sake. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, where are the people that made FLCL?
They went off and did some other things.
I saw that they were going to do a Evangelion reboot with the guy from behind Dark Souls.
I don't know. I am so... I know it's your thing, but I'm so over Eva. It just got so saturated so quickly. And it was good for a moment. It was unique and interesting for a moment. And then it just got so saturated. And then I just I'm out. Because it's just going to continue to get saturated with a little breadcrumb here and there. But it's going to just continue to be saturated. And that's what has happened, right? there hasn't been a lot of newness for Eva,
Yeah.
right? But all the bazillion stories, no, but it's different this way.
Yeah. They have like
Is it how much really?
Is it like a
Is it
parallel universe, or is it like a reboot, or is it a
yeah
continuation?
a continuation of the Penguin?
Yeah.
The Penguin's own show. Like, I mean, like, what are we doing?
What if the penguin was what if the penguin was the main character all along?
Yeah, and out of its own survival, hopped into an angel, and then the angel was they were the perfect hybrid monster.
Oh no, it's not from Dark Souls. It's the guy from Nier.
I don't know.
Nier Automata.
Okay.
He
I'm not sure that I remember that show.
Yoko Taro?
I know the name, but I don't know I don't remember the story.
He wears like a moon face mask.
I don't know. So many over the decades. What are you talking about, man?
No, the creator does that. Anyway, so yeah.
Anyhow,
the penguin was the main character all along. That's a show title. If you
welcome everyone to almost potentially a couple hours of tangents. Why don't we do some links?
Well, I'm the only one who would have links, so I have to listen to me anyway. So
okay, go.
So an interesting video: why the police can't stop Morocco's most famous scam. Polymatic link /1mg. Something different. I don't follow this channel. It just popped up for me.
Yeah, Evan Edinger. I think he's from Pennsylvania. I mean, like in the general 100 miles radius of where I live, and then he moved to London and got his dual citizenship, and then he's been sort of he pops around the world, and it's not like I'm aware of him, and by degrees of operations he knows people that like know Dodie and Orla and stuff like that, and Tom Scott, but like I don't know the guy, but I happen to watch this thing on my own. I don't follow him, but occasionally I see some stuff. It's interesting.
Maybe the link was it was fed to me by you.
Was it? Did I send it
to
you?
No. But like maybe it was because you were linking it, looking at it, and we've been linked for somehow through the Google AI.
I'm sure that is part of like how the
Hive
YouTube
mind
thing works. Yeah. Well, it's like, hey, your friend liked this and watched it to completion. Hey, maybe you'll like it. But you happen to look at the discovery page. I don't at all. I go right to this.
It's something that shows
subs.
up on the side.
Yeah, I barely ever look at those or notice them.
Yeah. So that was Polymatic link /1mg for that one. And then this photo has no color. Polymatic link /1mh. And this is from Stephen something or other.
Mold.
Yeah, something like that. And normally I don't like his videos, but this one was pretty interesting.
I'm very hit or miss on him. It's not that he's, in terms of a STEM scientific guy, he's not bad, but like I'm not. It's the same thing with that guy who beard, glasses, looks like a Wheezy Waiter but isn't. He's got a weird. He's got I forget. I see him show up with this other British lady on TikTok a lot. I can't think of the guy's name. I can't think.
Hello,
of it.
Vsauce. Michael here.
Vsauce 3. Yeah, that's it. That guy.
No, Vsauce.
Well, Vsauce in general.
Michael. His name is like something related. His TikTok name is something like Corn. His name is something Corn.
I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting guy.
Interesting guy, but like I'm interested in his stuff. But then he goes on to let me tell you about a story, and then like 80 minutes later, he's still telling you the same story, but he's telling you 5 different tangents of it. And I'm like, you could have gotten your point in like 5 minutes.
Polymaticast episode.
And that was so like too long even for your point, right? And so like I like the stuff, but I don't have the patience for it.
Okay, so Polymatic link slash 1mh for this photo has no color. It's basically like holographic, but like with just color. Yeah. Anyway, microtransaction effect pedals. Emily Hopkins, she's like a harp player. There's a YouTube channel, and sometimes she features harp effect pedals for like guitars, but also for harps. This was an interesting one. It's like where you,
I
where does it
didn't
stop?
know people were making AI pedals. I mean, that's
And
just
it's terrible.
and then then you have to get what, tokens or something to. It's just that seems just the worst way to ruin a potentially interesting, neat idea.
But you spent the water. Paul Mac link slash 1MI for that one.
Yeah.
And then a video related to earlier topic, Meshcore versus Meshtastic, why I don't support Meshcore. Paul Mac link slash 1MJ. Yeah, he put it pretty succinctly, I guess. Then making RAM at home. This video has so many views already, but like it's still very interesting. He's like he went ham. Paul Mac slash 1MK. He built basically a shed. His shed is like a clean room, and he built a some very tiny piece of RAM, and he wants to scale it up. So Paul Mac slash 1MK for that one.
I mean, neat, but also not realistically going to replace anything to solve our current
I don't think it
issue.
was. I don't think that was the
Intent. I
the
understand.
intent. I don't
Yeah.
think he was. I think he might have been working on this for at least a year, if not
Yeah,
much longer.
it's like I can do this. Isn't that cool? Right, that's what that video is about.
Okay, and then the next one is I was invited to B Studios ? By Falling Ideas. He has some very good video essays, and he did a follow up about like reviewing the Beast event, or what it is, the Beast games.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff so much. I hate Beast games.
I don't
and
watch
all
any
the
of
Beast
that stuff.
Oh, it's
I never watched it when we had game
absolute
shows
cringe.
for it, right? I just couldn't. I don't like it when it was on US TV. I don't care about it. I don't care about Squid Games either. I'm not into it.
Yeah. Paul Mike links is 1mm. Very interesting. Yeah. Why invite people who are gonna do something like this? Anyway, and then I made a tiny Game Boy Color, the Tad Boy Color. Paul Mike link slash 1mn by Lego My Frego. Frogo.
You've been frogged.
Yep. Okay.
I don't. I know there's some kind of point to the channel, but it's just a little weird.
Yeah, it was pretty weird, but it was like
weird.
it was unique though. That's
you and your the craft man.
Hey, don't diss the Craftman. Craftman is good. Craftman is yeah, not problematic. That's fun. Okay, then I got some music. So it's Chloe and Tuanoti or something like that. Mana, Paul McLean slash 1ml. There's some more music in there. And I think in a couple of weeks, the new album for To Athena comes out. So that's going to be a fun one for next month, I guess. It's going to be a shoe-in. There's like a bunch of like new albums coming out in the next month. And I think there's also going to be a bunch of ebooks coming out. A bunch of new books coming out, and yeah, the people who wrote The Expanse, they have a new part in the new book series that they're working on. I haven't actually read the second one yet. I had it pre-ordered, but I didn't even read it. Oh, and the new book from Murderbot is coming out. So that's also one on Apple TV.
I know, I
that you
saw it.
should
I'm
watch.
not interested in it. I'm just not. It's not my thing.
I would say that if I had to choose between The Expanse and Murderbot, I would choose The Expanse.
Okay. Expanse was a little off kilter for me, but I could enjoy it at times. Murderbot, I'm not interested just by the name Murderbot. It does not come off as being something of any interest. Why
It
would I want
has
to
more
invest
humor.
Okay, but even then, you got to go through all the dark to have a little moments of humor. It's not worth my
No, no,
investment.
no, 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 no. It's not dark. That
Really?
show is not dark
Okay,
at
I'll
all.
watch the trailer and make a decision whether I want to add it to the watch list.
Yeah, but there's another cringe factor to it, so that's
So,
why I
okay,
don't like
then
it
I
as
don't
much.
want to watch it. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with like Gen V and The Boys, why I have not watched completed out through all the stuff. It's just because they have to go there and they have to be even worse, and I'm just like, maybe I just don't want to watch it. I don't care enough to watch it. Right? It's not sustaining anything other than its value to be. Let's go there.
I like The Boys. I haven't watched Gen V because I don't like it.
Gen V it's not good. And I don't care enough about the dark secrets of stuff for me to
Yet,
complete it. I'm
yet you watched the 100.
Yeah, because those things were not as well. They were lame in a different kind of way because there was less things to watch that were of anything of note. And I was so vested in the potential of its sci-fi idea, and the potential of its sci-fi idea was never explored.
What do you think about the new Stargate stuff coming?
I don't know enough about it. I just know that it's coming.
There's a new show coming.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I don't know enough about
It's
it.
going to be a continuation, so it's another reboot.
Okay. I'll look at it. Now, if it shows up in a place I can watch it, if it's on Netflix, well, forget it. If it's on Apple TV, that might only be an
No,
extension.
it's going to be on Amazon Prime.
Oh, then I'll watch it when it shows up.
Yeah, because they own MGM, so
Right. Okay.
I think so, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's
they
the
do.
case. Yeah.
Yep. So I guess that's it then.
Yeah.
So you can find Alan at Polymatic.media/Alan. You can find me at Polymatic.media/John. Our podcast, our feedback for feedback, you can reach out to podcast at Polymatic.media, or it says Polymatic.media, where you can find all of our links too. And I hope you tune in next time.